Hi, I'm Ashley, and I would like to welcome you to Breathe Yoga. For today's practice, we're going to do a variety of poses that focus on the hips, and we're going to get started in Child's Pose. So go ahead and meet me on your mat and find your way into Child's Pose by bringing your big toes together, separating the knees to a place that feels good to you. Walk your hands out, allowing your forearms to rest on the earth, and let your head just lightly rest on the earth in between the brow. I just want you to take a moment here to settle into your space. Let your body be heavy on the earth. Keep your shoulders relaxed. And we're going to take 3 cleansing breaths. So the first cleansing breath is just to kind of let out any energy that you might have to let you settle in onto the mat. So a big breath in through the nose. And now exhale, sigh, let it go. And take a moment to scan your body. And if you notice any place that's harvesting a lot of energy today, take your mind to that place. Imagine inhaling to that place. And now sigh, let that go. And just one more cleansing breath at your own pace. Big breath in. And exhale, sigh, make some noise. From here, begin to breathe in and out of the nose. Lightly closing the lips, but keeping the jaw relaxed by a little space between the teeth. And try not to press the tongue into the roof of the mouth, but also keep the tongue relaxed as well. As you settle into your breath, allow the breath to deepen with each round of breath that you take. And start to feel your belly expand toward the floor, toward your inner thighs, your back expand toward the sky as you fill your entire lungs up with air. Imagine those lungs filling up like balloons and you're trying to reach the deepest part of your lungs. A couple more rounds of breath here. Now stay connected to that breath. But from here we're going to reach through our fingers, spreading across the hands, stretching the hands, and then curling the fingers and making a fist. And just alternate between that reach through the fingers and that curl of the fingers. Now from here, hold a fist slightly, lift your forearms and give your wrists some rotation in one direction. And then change the direction, getting some blood flow to the wrists, to the hands as we prepare for our practice. And when that feels good, just relax the hands back onto the earth. But walk the fingertips forward just slightly, like spider walking the hands so the finger pads are pressing into the earth more than the palms of the hands to stretch the shoulders. Notice if you're shrugging your shoulders. If you are, try to relax the shoulders by rolling the armpits down toward the floor just slightly. And this might be quite intense between the shoulder blades. If it is, just walk the fingers back just a little bit closer to the body. One more breath here. Now relax the arms. We're going to take our focus to our hips, and I just want you to rock your hips side to side, rocking that pelvis towards the floor. And then the next time you rotate your right hip toward your left inner thigh, hold. Notice how the connective tissue feels around the hip. Notice if you feel any pulls in the low back. Slowly release back to center. And then press your left hip toward your right inner thigh, same thing. Notice any tension, any tightness. And now slowly release back to center. From here, press your hands into the earth. Walk yourself up to tabletop position. Hands are under shoulders, knees under hips. Look back in the space you created with the legs. Scoot the feet where you can't see them. From here, we're going to take some cat-cows or Durga Go. Inhale, lift the heart, lifting the tailbone to a place that feels good to you. And as you exhale, round out through the spine like a mad cat. Chin to chest, pressing through the hands, navel to spine. And take about 3 more of these on your own breath. Only go to a place that feels good to your back as you arch through the back.
Keep the jaw relaxed, the tongue relaxed, and just really focus on the extension and the flexion of the spine. As you're ready, find your way back to neutral position. We're going to make some big rotations through the body. So start in either direction that feels natural to you. And as you circle around, think about pressing the tops of the shins into the earth to keep the weight out of the knees, and press the finger pads into the earth, just like you did when you had spider fingers as we stretched earlier in child's pose. And as you circle around, just notice what's happening through the hips and the shoulders. Notice if there's any clicking or popping. Now hold in the center and change the direction of the circles. And just observe what feels different. And check back in with your breath. Are you breathing? These can be as small or as big as your body needs them to be. Coming back to center, we're going to stay on our shins and our knees, and we're going to walk ourselves up to a kneeling position for gate pose. So from here, I want you to take your left foot out to the side. If this is uncomfortable on your knee at all, just roll your mat up for a little extra cushion. So take that left leg out, extend out, sole of the foot touches the earth, and toes point forward to the best of your ability. Now take that left hand and rest it on the leg. Reach your right hand to the sky. Palm faces the midline of the body. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, just start to slide down that leg to a place that feels good to you. Try to keep your chest open, reaching, and you should feel a really yummy stretch up the side body around that hip. Breathe. Now to come out of this, inhale back up to your kneeling position, and you're just slowly going to bring that left knee underneath the hips. So you want to make sure when you return, your knees or your hips are over your knees and your shoulders are over your hips. Now let's move to the right side, just extending that leg out, toes pointing forward to the best of your ability. That right hand's going to rest on the leg. Left hand reaches to the sky. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, just slide your way down into your gate pose. Now, depending on how tight your adductors are, that inner thigh, you may also feel that there. Just checking in with those hips. Only go to a place that feels good to you. Make sure you're not collapsing in the side, but rather you're reaching and extending. Inhale to come back up, and then slowly find your way back to your kneeling position. We're going to bring our hands back to the earth, so we're in tabletop. And from here, we're going to take a downward facing dog. Curl the toes under, lift the tailbone up and back for Adho Mukha Shavasana. Pressing your chest toward your toes, start to pedal through your feet a little bit and work out any tension down the posterior chain. Breathe. Take a couple more rounds of breath here. And on your next exhale, bend your knees quite a lot. Look forward, step forward to meet your hands so you're in a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold, press through your heels, reverse swan dive. Inhale all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. And once you get here, just kind of take a moment to settle into your standing space, rocking side to side, forward or backward. And take a moment while you're here to set an intention for the remainder of your practice. Now from here, I want you to rock forward and backward on your feet. Spread your toes as you do this and try to root down through the big toe side, the pinky toe side, and either side of the heel. With a little bend in the knees, we're going to take some half sun salutations. Inhale, sweep the arms up, big breath, expand across the chest. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Bend your knees as much as you need to, especially if the backs of the legs are tight today. Relax your head at the bottom. As you get ready to lengthen, inhale to lengthen the spine. Body makes an L shape. Notice if you're shrugging. Roll the shoulders down and back. Exhale, forward fold, and reverse swan dive. Inhale all the way up, and exhale, hands to heart center. If you're still tight, you can widen the feet or put a bigger bend in the knees. Let's do that again. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lengthen. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. One more time like this. Big breath. Exhale, Uttanasana. Lead with the heart, bending at the knees, hinging at the hips. Inhale, lengthen. Shoulders relaxed. Exhale, fold. And reverse swan dive. Inhale all the way up. Exhaling, hands to heart center. Now prepping for full sun salutations. As you're ready, inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lengthen. Exhale down, plant your hands, step back to plank position, top of a push-up. And on this first one, I'm going to go ahead and drop to my knees. And notice my knees are behind my hips. My toes are relaxed. Hands are directly under my shoulders. Eyes of the elbows facing forward. And exhale, lowering down, hugging the rib cage with those elbows. As you inhale, scoop up. And I'm only going to take a low cobra today. So shoulders are down and back, squeezing the glutes. If you want to check to see if you're in a good place, you should feel your back muscles engage as you lift your hands. Press your hands into the earth. Find your way to tabletop. Curl the toes under, downward facing dog. Press your chest toward your toes. Bend your knees quite a lot. Look forward, step forward to meet the hands. Inhale, halfway lengthen. Exhale, fold, and reverse swan dive. Inhale all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. We're going to do that again. As you're ready, inhale, sweep up. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to pick up the pace a little bit here. Start to connect with the breath. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands, step back to plank position. You can drop to the knees if you need to, or stay on the toes. Exhale down, chaturanga, elbows snug. Inhale, scoop up. Your version of cobra today. Exhale down, press to the knees, downward facing dog. On your next exhale, bend your knees, look forward, step forward to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lengthen. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive. Inhale all the way up. We're just going to exhale right back into this forward fold. Inhale, halfway lengthen. Exhale down, plant the hands, step back, plank position, top of a push-up. Exhale, lower down, drop to the knees if you need to today. Inhale, scoop up. Your version of cobra, maybe up dog if you're feeling strong. Exhale down, find your way to downward facing dog. Take a moment here and settle into your breath. Now from here, we're going to step the right foot forward into a lunge. But we're going to turn the back heel down as if we're going to rise into warrior one. But we're going to stay low. And I want you to walk the hands over to the left side of the mat. Line your hands up so they're in line with the shoulders. Now from here, make sure that this front knee is directly over the heel. This may be enough of a stretch for you here. If you feel like you need a little bit more, you're going to press your chest back behind you as if you were in downward facing dog and lifting the hips up and back. This can be quite intense in the hip. One more breath here. Press yourself forward, walk your hands back to the front of the mat. Roll off the back toes or the back heel and drop that knee down. Crescent twist. We're going to keep that left hand on the earth, reach your right hand to the sky. Chest is open, shoulder blades are engaged down and back, reaching your fingertips up toward the sky. Now this is the modified version with that back knee down, but I want you to just hang out here rather than lifting the knee. And just kind of check in with how that hip is doing today. Breathe. Bring that right hand to the earth. Take your right knee back to meet your left knee so you're in tabletop position. Curl the toes under, lift the tailbone up and back, downward facing dog. And just kind of pedal through the feet. Notice how one side may feel compared to the other now. Breathing. And when you're ready, step that left foot forward. Back heel turns down like you're going to move into warrior one. Walk the hands to the right side of the mat. Maybe you stay here or exhale, lift your tailbone up and back. And again, depending on how tight you are today, what you have going on with your body, you may feel this in the inner thigh of that back leg, in the hip socket of that left leg that's out front. Breathe. To come out of this, press yourself forward. Walk your hands back to the front of the mat. Roll off the back heel. Drop that knee down. Right hand goes directly under the right shoulder. Exhale, reach your left hand to the sky. What I want you to check in here with is which side feels a little better than the other. One more breath. Bring that left hand to the earth. Take that left knee back to meet the right. So we're in tabletop position. We're going to return to our child's pose here. Big toes touching, knees apart, sit back on the heels, and just take a moment to rock forward and backward. And I just want you to kind of check in to how the hips are feeling now compared to the way we started our practice in child's pose. One more breath. Press your hands into the earth. Find your way back to tabletop position. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Shavasana. Pressing your chest toward your toes. Breathe. Now from here, we're going to inhale that right foot up behind us. Exhale, step forward, coming into warrior one. Back heel turns down. Inhale, rise up, relax the shoulders. Make sure those hips are square to the front of the mat to the best of your ability. Take a few moments here to breathe and just appreciate your body and all it does for you. On your next exhale, bring your hands to the earth. Roll off the left foot, step the right foot back to meet the left plank position. Exhale, lowering down. And at any point you want to skip the chaturanga today, feel free to do so by just pressing back to downward facing dog. Find your way there if you haven't already. Taking a breath. And on your next inhale, lift the left heel toward the sky. Exhale, step forward, Virabhadrasana 1, back heel turns down. Inhale, rise up. Breathe. One more breath here. And exhale those hands to the earth, stepping the left foot back to meet the right plank position. Exhale, lowering down. Inhale, scooping up, low cobra. Find your way downward facing dog. Press your chest toward your toes. Now we're going to start working on opening up those hips in an external rotation by moving into warrior two. Inhale the right foot up behind you. Exhale, step forward, warrior one first. Back heel turns down. Inhale, rise. And once you get settled here, take a breath. And as you exhale, open up to your warrior two. Now what I want you to notice is what you're doing with that front knee. If it's pressing in, press it out. If that's too much on the hips, walk that foot over. And then work out any tension down the neck, the shoulders. Breathe. One more breath here. On your next exhale, just cartwheel those hands down to the earth. Roll off the back foot. Step the right foot back to meet the left. And again, you can take the chaturanga, moving through the sun salute, or you can find your way back to downward facing dog. As you're ready, inhale left foot up behind you. Move into your warrior one first, planting that left foot, back heel turns down. Inhale, rise. And as you exhale, open up, warrior two. And just make that adjustment for yourself. Work out the tension. Breathe, looking out over that front middle finger. On your next exhale, just cartwheel those hands down to the earth. Roll off the back foot, left foot steps back. And this time I'm just going to skip the chaturanga and take a down dog. Breathe. Maybe pedal through the feet a little bit. Inhale, right foot up. Exhale, this time stepping right into our warrior two. Back heel turns down, reverse cartwheel those arms up, relax the shoulders. If you have a lot of tension in the neck, the shoulders today, turn the palms up so you get that natural external rotation. Turn the palms back down and try to hold that. Breathe. Now from here, take the back hand rested on the back leg, turn the front palm up for a reverse warrior. Big breath. Exhale, reaching up and over, and this may feel similar to our gate pose that we did earlier today. Breathe. This is more of a side stretch than a back bend. Inhale up, warrior two. Take those hands back to the earth, but this time we're going to walk our hands back toward our left foot. So we're in a wide-legged forward fold. Toes face forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine, and as you exhale, forward fold. So fingertips are in the same direction as the toes. If you have butterfly wings in your elbows, pull them in so they're in line with your shoulders. If you need more, walk your hands back towards your heels. Press your hands into the earth to pull the crown of the head toward the floor. Breathe. One more breath here. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Walk your hands back to the front of the mat so you're in a lunge. Step the right foot back to meet the left, plank position. Again, you can exhale, lower down into your chaturanga or press straight back into downward facing dog. Just go to the place that feels good and right to you today. Inhale, left foot up. Exhale, step forward, warrior two, back heel turns down. Just cartwheeling that hand up, relax the shoulders, make any adjustments you need to. Reverse warrior, back hand rests on the back leg, front palm turns up, and exhale over, taking that side stretch. Make sure the weight of the body is shifting into the front heel rather than putting weight in that back hand. Inhaling up, cartwheel the hands to the earth. Walk your hands over to the right foot so you're back in that wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, halfway lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Same movement, same pose. Maybe walk the hands back. Make sure you're not hyperextending the knees, so put a little micro bend in the knees. If you want a little bit more, you can bend your elbows, wrap your hands around your elbows and let your body sway side to side. If you want even more, take your hands, interlace your fingers behind your back. Let your fists fall forward. Maybe make a circle with your head clockwise, counterclockwise. Shake your head yes. Shake it no. Big cleansing breath. Release your hands to the earth. Inhale, halfway lengthen. Walk your hands back to the front of the mat. Step the left foot back to meet the right. And this is going to be our last chaturanga if you want to take it. Elbows hug the rib cage. Inhale, scoop up. Find your way to downward facing dog. Pressing your chest toward your toes. We're going to take 5 rounds of breath here. Couple more breaths. And then as you're ready, you're going to bring your knees to the earth, coming into tabletop position. So from here, we're going to take frog pose. So what I want you to do is I want you to widen your knees a little bit wider than what you would take for your child's pose. And instead of bringing your big toes together, you're going to turn your big toes out toward the edges of the mat so that the big toe side of the foot is resting on the earth. Now from here, you can stay here if this is where you need to be. If you want to drop down to the elbows right here, that's fine as well. If you feel like you need a little bit more, you're going to press your tailbone back and then drop down. So the wider the knees, the more intense this is going to be. You can keep your hands here looking down toward your thumbs or out in front of you, or maybe drop the head and give yourself a little massage of your third eye by pressing your thumbs into that space between the brows, making some circular rotations, breathing. Try to keep your shoulders relaxed. This is a quite intense stretch, so just kind of check in. If you're pressing back and it's too intense, just press yourself forward just a bit. We're going to hold this for a few more rounds of breath. One more breath here. If you're pressing into your third eye, bring the palms to the earth. And then when you're ready, press into your hands and press yourself forward to come out. Untuck the toes from the earth, finding your way back into tabletop position. We're going to take some more hip rotations here. So a few more circles here just to kind of work out any tension we created, and then change the direction of those circles. Breathing. As you're ready, come back to tabletop position and find your way to a seated place on the floor, extending your legs out in front of you. We're just going to roll those thighs in just a bit So you're off the fleshy part of your legs and sit up nice and tall in Dandasana or staff pose, flexing the feet by pulling them toward your face. Inhale, sweep the arms up, exaggerate the reach, big breath. And exhale, Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold. Relax your shoulders, breathe. You should go about halfway to your point of tightness, and then as you need more, maybe inhale, let your body fill with air. And as you exhale, you can pull your body forward just a little bit more. And just take that in and out breath to find your point of tightness. And once you get there, relax your shoulders. Think about keeping your heart pulled forward to really focus on the posterior chain. Check in with your breath. Relax your jaw, your tongue. And then allow your body to relax and round out on your next exhale, chin to chest. And we're going to slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. Letting your head be the very last thing that stacks on your shoulders. Big inhale and exhale at the top. From here, bring the soles of the feet to the earth. Scoot your hips to meet your heels, lying back. And as that feels good to you, hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little rock side to side. Place your hands in an A position and let your knees fall to the right. Taking a reclining twist. Lift through the chest, turn toward that left shoulder, and make sure the twist is happening between the ribs and the pelvis. One more breath here. Inhale to pull the knees back to center, and then exhale the knees to the left. If you feel that right shoulder is lifting up off the earth, lift through the chest, turn toward that right shoulder. Try to let your body melt into the earth here rather than holding yourself up. And on your next inhale, pull the knees back to center. Again, we're going to hug those knees into the chest. Give yourself a rock side to side. And then bring the soles of the feet to the earth. And you can windshield wiper those legs if that feels good to you. Rolling from the big toe side of the foot to the pinky toe side. And then from here, extend the legs out into Shavasana or corpse pose, turning the palms up, taking a moment to breathe. Now, if it's available to you, I would like for you to stay here for about 5 minutes, just letting your body melt into the earth and breathing. If you are pressed for time today and you need to follow me, just go ahead and give your fingers and toes a little wiggle. Maybe rotate through the wrists and the ankles. And then when it feels good, reach the hands overhead. Big stretch, big inhale. And as you exhale, roll to whichever side feels good to you today. Taking a little transitional moment before we press ourselves up. Just say thank you for moving your body today, showing up on your mat. Now to rise, instead of pulling yourself up with your head and your chin, press through your hands, coming into a seated position. Sitting up nice and tall, tilting that tailbone back. Shrug your shoulders up, roll them down and back. Turn your hands palm up to face the sky and just take a breath or two here. Bringing the palms of your hands together, thumbs to your third eye, the space between your brows. May your thoughts be encouraging. Bring your thumbs to your lips. May your words be kind. Bring your thumbs to your heart. May your hearts be compassionate. From a place of light within me, I honor and celebrate the light within you. Thank you for joining me on Breathe Yoga. Namaste.